Good morning, students. Today I am bringing you a very important and a very interesting chapter. We have now that is from 8th standard science. That is what the second lesson we are going to learn now. That is microorganism, that is friend and foe. Okay, microorganism, that is what friend or foe. Okay, so andre microorganisms ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಮಿತ್ರನ ಶತ್ರುನ. ಓಕೆ, ಫೋಯ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶತ್ರು, ಅದು ಮಿತ್ರನ ಅಥವಾ ಶತ್ರುನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ enemy for us. So let us find out the answers for this question in this lesson. Okay, yes, basically in this lesson we are going to learn about the introduction to the microorganisms and the very useful microorganisms are also we are going to study now, and about harmful microorganism and what are the groups are there in the microorganisms. Okay, and how it will helps in the food production. Okay, so and also about how it is plays a very important role in the in our environment, that is in nitrogen cycle, and the different kind of cycles are there. Okay, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle. Okay, so for all this, so microorganisms are very important. So how it plays a very important role in the biogeochemical cycles. Okay, so that also we are going to learn about in this chapter. Okay, that is microorganism, that is friend or foe. Okay, so let's start the lesson now. Okay, so first we are going to introduce ourselves with the microorganism. Okay, introduction. Okay, so we have to introduce ourselves with the microorganism. So what are microorganisms now? Okay, so before going to that, okay, I will ask some questions now. So if you observe, okay, if you observe, so things around us, so many things are there around us. So there are some we can observe some living organisms and as well as non-living organism. Okay, so among this we have to observe some living organisms only which is present in our surrounding. Okay, so we can see plants and animals. Okay, dogs, puppies, sheep, cow. Okay, and human beings. So many kind of human beings. Okay, so we can observe in our surrounding. So these are all considered as living being. How we are going to identify? It is by observing. So observe ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಮಗದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, but do you think only these are living organism? ಇದಿಷ್ಟರ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ? Yes, it is there. Okay, but these organism they cannot see with our naked eye. Okay, so these organism they can see only under the microscope. So they can visible only under the microscope. So they are known as microorganism. Okay, so here micro andre very small. What is the meaning of micro? Very small, very small. Okay, so organisms, they are nothing but the living organism, living things, they are known as the organism. Okay, the organism which is very small and which can visible under the microscope, then only it is known as microorganism. ಅತಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಜೀವಿಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಬರೀ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ನೇಕೆಡ್ ಐ. Okay, so if you observe in your hand, okay, see your hand, you have observed any microorganism in your hand? No. Why? Because it cannot be seen with our naked eye. It cannot be visible at all. ಬರೀ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. But if you keep your hand under the microscope, then you can see many organisms present in your hand. It is present in everywhere. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ದೇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸೊ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಇಡೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲೇ ಸುತ್ತ ಹಾಕೋಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಏರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಇನ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. Okay, in your hand, in your surrounding, in the air also. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ, ನೀವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ನೋಡಿ. Okay, you can see? No, it is not visible with our naked eye. Naked eye ಅಂದರೆ ಬರೀ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಅದು ಕಾಣಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, but we can see under the microscope. So you know about the microscope. Okay, all of you say? Yes, I have already shown. So what is the microscope? Okay, this is an instrument that is used to see only microorganisms. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್, ಇವನ್ in your bureau knock, okay, in your wardrobe also, in your rack, in your book, and the things whatever you are going to use, in that also you can see microorganism, presence of microorganisms. Okay, so these microorganisms are different. Okay, this is what the introduction. Okay, so what are microorganisms? These which cannot be visible with our naked eye but can be visible under the microscope. They are known as microorganisms. Okay, so hagidre, so what are the types of microorganism? So it can be broadly classified. We can broadly classify them into different type because different kind of microorganisms are there. Okay, and different they can found in colonies also. Okay, so there are many kind of microorganisms are there. They can broadly classified into different group. Okay, why it is like this? Because its population is very more in our surrounding. Their population ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. So ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Even we can see in the water, soil, and under the pond. Okay, we can see many things. So if you do an activity like, so collect some water from pond water, okay, and it may be soil. Okay, a pinch of soil we should take and it is dissolved in water. Okay, soil and water haki. So we should take a drop of water and into the slide, and this slide is kept under the microscope. So then we can see many microorganisms that is in live. Okay, so ನಾವು ನೇರವಾಗಿ microorganisms ಅನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So it is not only in that. So in the spoiled food also having many kind of microorganisms. Okay, if you observe there is a spoiled bread observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ, ಅದೇನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು 15 ದಿನ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. So you can find a grayish layer on the bread mold. So that is nothing but also microorganism. So how this bread is going to spoil? Because of action of microbes. Okay, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಜೀವಿ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ. Okay, if you take any kind of food, okay, after some days, okay, if it didn't kept in your refrigerator, definitely it is going to spoil the next day itself. Why? Because of the action of microorganism. Okay, so like this many microorganisms are there. So these microorganisms are mainly and broadly classified into 4 types. They are bacteria. Mainly bacteria are there. Okay, and the second one protozoans. Protozoa, fungi, and algae. Fungi and algae is what are the 4 basic classification of microorganisms: bacteria, protozoa, fungi, and algae. Okay, so these are the broad classification, and one more also there, that is known as virus. Okay, which is well known. Okay, microorganism nowadays, that is what viruses. Okay, this is also having a plenty of viruses are there in our surrounding. Okay, so which cannot be identified. Okay, bacteria, protozoa, fungi, algae and virus. Okay, so you have to repeat with me once again. What are they? Bacteria, protozoa, fungi, algae and viruses. Okay, so these are the broad classification of microorganism. Okay, so let us learn more about this bacteria, protozoa, fungi, algae and virus one by one now. Okay, so now we are going to start by bacterias. Okay, so here bacteria is a very important microorganism. Why we are giving more importance to bacteria is this is the first organism which is found on our earth. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು, ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು, ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹುಟ್ಟೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಯಾವುದು? That is the bacteria. So bacteria is known as the first living organism which is found on the earth. Okay, let us see what are the main characteristics of bacteria. So these bacteria are found in different shapes. Okay, so these are also present in especially in water. We can see in water, in curd also we can see the bacteria. Okay, so in bacteria also there are useful bacteria are also there and harmful bacteria are also there. So these bacteria are present in different shapes. They are found in what? Different shapes. Okay, the first point is these are found in different shapes. So what kind of shapes they are? We can find in spherical shapes of bacteria, rod shaped bacteria and spiral shaped bacteria. Okay, spherical shape, spherical andre rounded shape, and rod shape andre it is like this. Okay, rod shaped bacteria are also there, and spiral andre like this. So spiral kind of bacteria are also there. Okay, so here a well known bacteria is the lactobacillus. Okay, again observe the name itself here. Bacillus is nothing but it's a bacteria. Okay, lactobacillus. So why the name is given to this like this? Lacto is nothing but it's a lactose sugar. Okay, so this lactose sugar are present in our milk. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೋಸ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಿಲ್ಕಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಎಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಕರ್ಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ಎಸ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಹಾಲು ಮೊಸರಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಎಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆರ್ 2 or 3 drops ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಕರ್ಡನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ. ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದೆರಡು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 3 or 4 hours this milk is converted into curd alva. So how it is possible? How this milk is converted into curd? Milk. So what is the taste of milk? It is sweet alva. Bari halu hege bari sugar hakdene halana hage kudidre what is the taste? It is sweet ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. When it converted into curd, what happen? Curd ಯಾವ ಟೇಸ್ಟು? Yes, it is sour to taste. When it is in milk, milk is sweet to taste, curd is sour to taste. Why it is like this? What is the conversion here? Milk is converted into curd. How? Yes, this is with the help of this bacteria known as bacillus. So the name lactobacillus. So what is the role of this bacillus now? This bacillus converts lactose sugar into lactic acid. Okay, so what is the role of bacillus here? This bacillus converts lactose sugar into lactic acid. Okay, so lactose is a sugar, lactic acid is an acid. Okay, so sugar gives the taste of sweet And acid, what is the taste of acid? You have already studied in your 7th standard. So what is the taste of acid? Yes, it is sour to taste. So this milk is converted into curd with the help of bacteria known as bacillus. Okay, so the name lactobacillus. Okay, ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಫ್ರೆಂಡಾ ಫೋನಾ? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇಂಟು ಕರ್ಡ್. Okay, so this is about what? Bacteria. Okay, so other than this, some bacteria are also there which is present in the soil. ಮಣ್ಣಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ bacteria ಇದೆ. Do you agree? Yes, this is what? Lactobacillus, which is found in different shape. So you can observe the structure of bacteria in your textbook. Okay. So these bacteria are also present in the soil. Soil allu kuda bacteria ide. Yes, do you agree with this? Yes. So this bacteria is very helpful in the soil. How it is very helpful? Because these bacteria can absorb atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, atmospheric nitrogen is absorbed by bacteria which is present in the soil. So ಮಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ bacteria ಇದೆ. Okay, so they helps in the decomposition. They helps in what? Decomposition also. Okay, so these are the useful bacteria. Okay, and also it is very helpful in the compost manure. Alva manures alli help ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and especially it is helps in nitrogen fixation process. Okay, nitrogen fixation process. Nitrogen fixation andre it is nothing but the nitrogen converted into nitrates and nitrites. Okay, so this role is done by bacteria. They are very helpful in the conversion of nitrogen into nitrate and nitrates. Okay, about this we are going to learn in later classes. Okay, so which is the next microorganism? That is what? Protozoans. Protozoa. Okay, so this is the second group of microorganisms. So after the origin of bacteria, so the next kind of microorganism which is found on the earth, that is known as the protozoans. Okay, so these are also a kind of bacteria and a kind of microorganism. So here bacteria are single celled organism. So here also the protozoans are also single celled organisms. So these are what? Single celled